सो दोस्तों, कैसे हो आप लोग। ये जो सीरीज़ है ये बेसिकली एक ट्यूटोरियल सीरीज़ होने वाली है। गेम जैसा कि आप लोग देख पा रहे होगे, अगेंस्ट द स्टॉर्म है। वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट गेम्स। मेरे को सिटी बिल्डिंग और बेस बिल्डिंग टाइप के गेम्स काफ़ी अच्छे लगते हैं, तो मैंने सोचा क्यों ना एक छोटी सी ट्यूटोरियल सीरीज़ आप लोग के लिए भी तैयार की जाए। और जिस किसी को भी एज ऑफ एम्पायर्स टाइप के गेम अच्छे लगते हों, उनके लिए मेरे ख्याल से ये एक बेहतरीन गेम है। मैंने काफ़ी देर तक इसे खेला और काफ़ी मुझे पसंद आया, तो आई थॉट मे बी यू गाइस माइट वांट टू टेक अ शॉट एट दिस, राइट। सो ठीक है, तो बेसिकली शुरू करते हैं गेम। यहाँ पे वी आर गोइंग टू क्लिक ऑन द प्ले ऑप्शन। ठीक है, सो मैंने ऑलरेडी काफ़ी खेल रखा है यहाँ पे। तो ये बेसिकली क्या है कि ये जो एरिया आप देख रहे हो ना, ये सेंटर में, ये बेसिकली इट्स अ स्मॉल्डरिंग सिटी, ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज क्वींस पैलेस। सो आप यहाँ पे क्या कर सकते हो, अगर आप यहाँ पे क्लिक करोगे, सो यू विल गेट ऑप्शंस टू बाय अ ग्रेड एंड देन कलेक्ट डीड्स एंड देन लेट्स जस्ट गो अहेड एंड देन कलेक्ट डीड्स सिंस आई हैव प्लेड। मैंने पास्ट में भी खेला था, तो आई हैव सम फ्यू ऑफ दीज टू कलेक्ट। ठीक है, चलो उसको बाद में करेंगे। अभी क्या करते हैं, अभी अपग्रेड सेक्शन में जाते हैं एंड विल सी वी हैव सम फूड स्टॉक पाइल। दिस इज़ बेसिकली अ करेंसी जहाँ से आप ये अपग्रेड सारे खरीद सकते हो, और देयर आर सेवरल अपग्रेड्स टू परचेज फ्रॉम। देयर इज़ मशीनरी, देयर इज़ आर्टिफैक्ट्स, राइट। सो एज यू कैन सी कि जितने भी अपग्रेड्स हैं यहाँ पे सबके करस्पॉन्डिंग एक प्राइस है, तो वो आप यहाँ से खरीद सकते हो। ठीक है, मे बी जब आप थोड़ा सा खेलोगे तो आपको आइडिया हो जाएगा। लेट्स हेड बैक टू द होम स्क्रीन नाउ, जहाँ से हमने ये ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट किया था। सॉरी, माय बैड। नहीं भाई, नहीं चाहिए ट्यूटोरियल, नहीं चाहिए ट्यूटोरियल। ओके, सो लेट्स गो बैक टू द गेम अगेन। राइट, सो अभी क्या है कि मैंने ऑलरेडी खेल रखा है ना, तो मैंने ये वाला खेल रखा है। तो यहाँ पे आप कुछ भी सेलेक्ट कर सकते हो, जैसे कि आप ये मेरा कर्सर देख रहे हो ना, तो लेट्स सेलेक्ट वन ऑफ दीज एरिया। एंड बाय द वे, आप जो भी एरिया सेलेक्ट करोगे ना, तो उसकी कुछ स्पेशलिटी होती है, कुछ आपको बोनस मिलेगा। फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आपने सेलेक्ट किया है रॉयल वुडलैंड, यानी कि आपको उसमें मतलब काफ़ी ग्रीन फॉरेस्ट टाइप का सिनेरियो मिलेगा, एंड देन द बोनस दैट यू आर गोइंग टू गेट इज़ हियर, राइट। सो अगर आपको वुडलैंड में मतलब एज आई सेड वेरी लश एंड रिच इन टिम्बर एंड ट्री गिव्स मोर वुड, राइट। सो दैट्स काइंड ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट यू आर गोना गेट। एंड अगर आप यहाँ पे देख पाओगे ना, तो आप जब भी कोई एक ट्री कट करोगे ना, तो उसके साथ यू विल गेट बंच ऑफ अदर रिसोर्सेज। ठीक है, तो यू आर नॉट only getting the wood, you are getting the resin which is going to use in the craft, and then you can get plant fiber to make clothes. You will get eggs, and then of course, like, all these resources are natural resources in that particular scenario, right? So अभी क्या करना है कि हम लोग zoom out करते हैं and let's try to head to this bad guy. I'm not sure what it is, but हाँ चलो, कुछ तो है। Psychic region permanently increased by 60 mm है, ओके ऑलराइट। थोड़ा सा हम लोग चलते हैं इधर। तो ये जो एरिया है ये कहलाता है कोरल फॉरेस्ट, राइट। सो यहाँ के इफेक्ट देख लेते हैं। वेजिटेशन हियर म्यूटेट्स इनटू यूनिक स्ट्रैंड्स, ईच टाइप ऑफ ट्री प्रोवाइड डिस्टिंक्ट बोनस, ऑलराइट। सो यहाँ पे अपने को ट्री कट करने पे ये सारे रिसोर्सेज मिल सकते हैं। ऑल्सो टू मेंशन कि ये सारे ऐसा नहीं है कि लकड़ी के बराबर मिलेंगे, वुड तो अपने को मिलेगा, बट ये सारे रिसोर्सेज में भी 20%, 10% ऐसे मिलेंगे, राइट। And then of course, like, we will have meat, we will have insect, we will have vegetables, stones, coal, right? अच्छा, तो इसके साथ also you get like embark point basically. So embark point क्या है कि आपको शुरू में जब भी आप कोई मैप सेलेक्ट करने जाओगे ना, तो वहाँ पे आपको ये पॉइंट्स मिलेंगे, and using these points you can purchase these items. So now you have got to adjust कि आपको 10 पॉइंट मिले हैं, तो आप क्या यहाँ पे लेना है। एंड और भाई पूरा यूज़ कर लेना इसको, यहाँ पे बचा के कुछ नहीं होने वाला है इसको, यू कैन नॉट कैरी इट फॉरवर्ड, ओके। सो समरी अगर पढ़ना चाहो तो यहाँ पे समरी है। एंड देन कार वंस अनदर इम्पॉर्टेंट सेक्शन, कि अगर आप देखो कि अगर आपके पास रिसोर्सेज में, ठीक है, अगर मीट वगैरह है, तो आप यू कैन ऑलवेज गो विद दिस गाय, बिकॉज दीज इवन हर्पीज लव मीट्स। सो एज यू कैन से, अगर आपको हर पीस को खुश रखना है, तो यू गोट हैव सम जर्कीज, यू गेट हैव बिस्किट्स, पाई, कोड्स, राइट। नाउ हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू मेक दैट, वी विल actually look through that into the game. And then in the lizard, yeah, as you can see, this guy also loves jerky, skewers, pie, pickled goods and training gear, right? And then incense. And here we have humans. तो भाई humans को क्या पसंद है आप देख लो, बिस्किट्स, पाई है, कोट्स है, एल है, इंसेंस है, पॉरेज है, right? So okay, so and also along with these guys, you know, जो most important factor game में रहने वाला है ना कि you want to increase your population as quickly as possible. More population means you are open, you can cut more trees. You can cut more trees meaning you can gather more resources, you can have more buildings, you can have more food, and lastly, like more people also means you will be able to open many glades at the given point of time. And glades are what? Glades are basically, you can say, kind of treasure and challenges hidden in the forest. So okay, so all right, let's just dive into the game, right? So I'm going to go with the lizard, but yeah, if you're a beginner, maybe try it with the humans. They are easy to keep them happy, right? So if the resolve is low, if your guys are not happy, then the chances are you're going to lose, right? So I'm gonna go with this one. The main reason is to have these 2 villagers extra, right? Good start, great start. Now coming to the embarkation point, select this. I'm also going to select wood. Basically, yeah, whenever you get an option, select wood because it will help you आपको शुरुआत में ही कुछ buildings बनाने में, right? And then of course, like, you are gonna need some food. और यहाँ पे we can choose either stone, we can choose either clay, so I'm gonna choose clay. And then now we are still left with 3 more, right? So we already have the clay, so I guess let's just get some extra fuel, right? Okay, let's get some extra fuel. Okay, now let's embark. Oh yeah, one more thing, आप यहाँ से अपना ये level select कर सकते हैं. तो I would say अगर आप beginner हो, if you are playing like first or second game, maybe select that settler, right? So just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to play this in pioneer mode. So this is kind of normal mode, है ना? आप game enjoy कर सकते हो without ज़्यादा stress लिए हुए, right? एक बार आपको सारे controls और सारे options पता लग गए. तो okay, let's just embark in the village. By the way, this game is, you know, it's going to be if you are planning to play it one full round, it can probably take somewhere from 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So yeah, plan your time accordingly, or you can just save it and then come back to it later on, right? So अगर आप यहाँ पे देखोगे तो गेम हमारा अभी शुरू नहीं हुआ है, हाँ, बट बेसिकली हमने स्टार्ट पे क्लिक कर दिया था. तो नाउ दिस इज जस्ट अ कंफर्मेशन स्क्रीन हियर. तो आपको क्या क्या मिलेगा यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं द सेम थिंग दैट यू हैड इन द while selecting the embarkation point. वहाँ पे डिस्क्रिप्शन था, राइट? एंड देन यहाँ पे है द फर्स्ट इज स्केरी एज इट इज ब्यूटीफुल, विल हैव 3% हायर चांस ऑफ प्रोटेक्टिंग डबल ईड्स फॉर ईच हॉस्टिलिटी लेवल. ऑलराइट, ठीक है यार, इसको क्लोज करते हैं. ऑलराइट, तो अभी हमारे पास क्या है कि ठीक है, वी आर सराउंडेड बाय ट्रीज, राइट? सो दैट विल ऑलवेज बी द केस. जब भी आप स्पॉन करोगे या फिर गेम स्टार्ट करोगे तो यू विल हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ सिनेरियो, ऑलराइट? एंड देन नाउ यू कैन सी दैट देयर इज सम फूड सोर्सेज, राइट? सो आपको जहाँ पे भी ये आइकन मिले आप समझ जाओ कि ये इंसेक्ट्स हैं यहाँ पे, ठीक है? सो इंसेक्ट्स को गैदर करने के लिए जो बिल्डिंग है, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल या सो आप जब भी ना किसी भी रिसोर्स पे क्लिक करोगे ना तो ये साइड पैनल खुल के आ जाएगा, राइट? एंड देन फ्रॉम द साइड पैनल्स यू कैन सी द बिल्डिंग्स हियर कि आपको कौन से कैंप चाहिए इस रिसोर्स को कलेक्ट करने के लिए बेसिकली, राइट? सो नाउ दिस वन वेयर आई एम पॉइंटिंग राइट नाउ, ये थोड़ा सा एडवांस कैंप है, इसको अनलॉक कर सकते हैं, बट अभी के लिए हमारा इससे काम चल जाएगा. ओके, सो नाउ हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू क्रिएट दिस बिल्डिंग? अदर यू सेलेक्ट ऑन दिस बिल्डिंग डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम दिस पैनल, और you go here, right? Go to the camps, and then from here you can select the trappers camp. All right, so I'm gonna go with this option here. Now yeah, so initially just try to collect all the resources which are nearby to your main warehouse. Okay, so I'm going to just all right. Okay, another thing, important thing to notice here is if you will press the R button, it will rotate. Okay, now for it to be rotate, it has to be selected. Right now, as you can see, it is selected and the building is moving as I am moving my mouse, right? So you just need to, like, you know, find a suitable position for this building, right? And then you can of course like rotate it so that the arrow should always be pointing to the resource that you are collecting, right? So आपको बस यहाँ पे ऐसे point कर देना है, click किया and then done. Okay, so now at this point of time game is at pause, as you can see. So the good thing is like before even we play this game, we can just kind of put all of our buildings, right? So अभी हमारे पास क्या है कि हमने इस building को put कर दिया है, तो हमारा food वाला काम हो गया, right? So another thing that we need to do is, as you can see here, if you will read, it says homeless, right? So right now the 12 people are homeless, right? And then 11 people are free, and then the total population is 12, right? So now you can see that one guy is already busy, and where is that? This guy will be using the woods and fuels to to lit up this hearth. We call it hearth. Okay, so this building is hearth. And then you need to basically, since we have homeless people, abhi hame kya banana padenge? Ghar, right? So talking about houses, this is the fourth option in the bottom toolbar, right? So the first one is the shelter. Shelter is basically a common house for all type of species that you're gonna get in the game. All right, so species आपको क्या क्या मिल सकते हैं? You can get humans, you can get lizards, you can get harpies, you can get weavers. Now each of these species have some plus and minus points. Some are like they won't be depressed pretty easily, but they will be demanding in terms of food, right? So you can read about it in the games tutorial section, but let me just tell you, like the weaver, this guy is good in building things or chopping woods. The lizard, I guess they are quite efficient at collecting meats and other thing. I guess the harpies, let's just read. Harpies are, I guess, a noble fragile species, yet with a primal aggressive side. They excel at alchemy, right? So anything that has to do with alchemy, I guess they are good at it, right? And they love to work with clothes. So if they're side, you can make them work at clothes, right? Clothing factories or something, right? So similarly, humans have some specialty, some down and upside. So now coming back to the homelessness, right? So we still need to figure out. So the shelter is the one which you might want to build in the initial stage of the game. Later on, as the game progresses, you can have like human houses, beaver houses, lizard houses, just to keep this specific species happy. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the shelter for now, and then yeah, so the place to build shelter is surrounding this hearth, right? So as you can see, if I can select this hearth, right, so this area is highlighted, right, this big area. So you cannot build anything outside this highlighted area. Okay, if you build a house outside the area, it won't be counted and people won't be living in it. All right, so if you want it to be livable and occupy population, then you need to build it around this hearth. So I'm gonna go with 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so each house can accommodate 3 people, so I have built like 4, so to accommodate overall 12 people. And then the next thing that we are going to, okay, another thing, so we have this another node resource here. So if you click on it, it says stone, right? And then the building to collect the stone is the stone capper's camp, right? So what we can do is like we can just rotate this building to point, yeah, that's good. And then yeah, we are pretty much set, right? So we have house, we have the building to collect the stone, we have the building to collect, so we have food source, we have the stone, we have the houses, and the last thing that we're going to need for now is to collect the trees, the wood, right? So let's just build a camp here, woodcutter's camp. Actually, let's build, the way I started, I actually built a couple of those, right, usually. So I'm gonna just put it probably because yeah, let's just put it anywhere. Okay, let's just put it one here and then one here. Okay, now we are going to need one last thing before we actually resume the game, and that is the screw workstation. All right, so it can help us in building planks. Now what is planks? Planks is basically made of wood and it can help you make advanced buildings. Now the next one is fabric, the bricks, the pipe, right? So we are gonna like several things, like yeah, I mean the fabric you can make clothes, right? The bricks you can make buildings, the pipes you can, I'll tell you about pipe later on. So let's just now just set this thing up. Okay, now I'm gonna press resume. Oh yeah, one more thing. So just to make this transportation, so the way the thing work here is, so let's say if the if you want to make this building, to be able to make this building, there has to be wood. So these guys, these small guys, are going to go to the main warehouse, you know, take out the wood and then put it in here and then start building. So you want this transition to be smooth. So that is why one of the reasons is, you know, so I put this crude workstation, you know, exactly here, because you know, the main warehouse is here, right? So it will be easy for the guys to transport the item from here to here, right? So all the buildings that you wanna, you know, that will be producing something or storing something in the main warehouse, you want to build them around. The houses can go here, right, next to the hearth. All right. So let's go to the path, and then this one is the free one, right? So you can make this free one, and then it will grant 5% increase. This one is gonna cost you stones. This one gonna cost you, you know, I guess copper, right? So we're gonna go with the free one. All right. So let's just select this up to the woodcutter scan, and then this, and then this, right? Now press space. All right. Alright, now see, now this building is ready, but there is no people assigned it, so that is why this mark like no worker. Another mark that you might be seeing is no building material, right? So if we click on it, we will see, you know, we don't have enough woods probably, right? Or the wood says not transported to here, right? So for the same reason, we need to quickly assign some you know, some workers here to collect wood, right? So let's just do that. And then you click on it, basically you get this panel to select the people from, right? So I'm gonna go with yeah, right now I'm not like, you know, specifically choosing you know, species to do particular task, except for the lizards whom I want them to collect these, you know, these notes, sorry, one from the notes. And then yeah, all right, so now we have got some decisions to make, right? So now this corn store, now you have an option, okay? So you don't have to make a decision here. You can either decline this for 10 amber. Now what is amber? Amber is basically a currency inside the game using which you can buy bunch of stuff from the sailors, right? So but I guess let's just give it a try. Okay, so what we are getting is, you know, we can pick one option from here, and it will basically, this menu or this option will appear several times while you are the game, and every time you get to either pick one of these items or you decline the offer for 10 amber. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is maybe 3 plant fiber per minute. I guess it seems like a really good option here. And then it says increase the production speed. Okay, I'm not sure if we are going to get the copper bars, right? And then gain 1 lizard for every 25 eggs produced. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get, you know, egg node somewhere, right? So at this point, if I have to select one, you know, there is no rush to select one, but if I have to select one, I'm gonna go with this option. Okay, all right. Now another decision that we'll have to make is to choose new building, right? And you know, again, you don't have to do it like, you know, right away. You want to do it at some point of game when you exactly know what building you want to choose and how you're gonna decide that. मैं आपको वो बताऊंगा, ठीक है? तो अभी के लिए क्या करना है? Just go ahead, and then if you get this option, right, this is probably one of the best option you're gonna get in the initial game, because this thing is going to help you produce plank, and believe me, plank is one of the most crucial element in the game. So these two options are very great actually, you know. And if you want to keep the harpies happy late in the game, if you got to, you know, if you got an option to select one of these, you can select one of these. If you want to keep human happy, you have got the biscuits, you've got the pie, right? So let's just go ahead and then select the lumber mill. Okay, now the second one, as I said, you like, if you remember here, if I click on this guy, right, so it shows me basically two buildings, right? One is the small Trapos camp, and the other one is Trapos camp, right, the upgraded version, right? So now if you click on this, now you're getting an option, to upgrade it, right? So again, at this point of time, I'm not sure if I'm going to get a big notes of worm, right? And once I am sure of that, I'm gonna pick one of these, right? Either I'm gonna go with the Trappers Camp after opening few glades here, or I'm gonna go with the probably Ranch on small farm. Okay, now I'm just perfect. Yeah, now you see this blinking option here. So this is order section. Basically what is happening is, you know, Queen is sending you orders, and you can, like, you know, let me just show you. Because if you click on it and you click on pick, right? So by the way, you are supposed to like pick all of this, okay? But when you click on pick, you get options to choose from, right? So if I click on pick, I get to choose if I want to complete any 2 glade events, or I want to sell goods worth at least 8 embers to a trade or trade route. Okay, so now I guess from my perspective, both seems doable, right? But again, like as I said, you know, what's the important factor? The population, right? So I guess I'll go with this one. So we will have to, you know, complete any 2 glade events. So I'm gonna pick this one. Now let's select this one, other one. It says alright, +10 and then +5 for present 2 glade events, carry 5 more items. Both seems equally fine, but here we're gonna have an advanced hurricane category, okay, and then we're gonna have an harvester camp. This can be easily doable as well. And then this guy says cut through the forest to discover the 3 glades. I think I'll go with this one. Okay, so let's just go with this. And by the way, the rewards are, as you can see, you can read through it, you know, what items you're going to get the reward. And also, like, this is the impatience point, which is going to get detected from this bar. So if you have, if I'm not sure, let me just show you. Okay, let me just pick this one and the other one as well. In here, since we are going to get 2, and then planting crop is 25% faster, you get this. So which is to a trader or a trade route. Because I'm gonna get, you know, 2 more villages, I'm going to go with this option without thinking, and then close this. Right, okay, yeah. So I was gonna tell you that, you know, every time you complete one of these orders, apart from these items, you will also get the Queen's Grace. Alright, so Queen's Grace, as you can see, reputation 1, every full reputation point you acquire, you lower impatience, right? So, you know, so the way to win this game is to fill up this bar. Alright, so if this bar, you know, fills up till here, you're gonna win the game. And the way to fill up this bar is, you know, fill out the orders, and you see these empty spaces, these are called glades. Every time you open a glade, you're going to get a challenge or a task. You complete that, you get an additional point here, right? So chance to fill up this bar, and also at the same time you are reducing this as well. So that depends on the selection that you're gonna make in the task in these glades. All right, okay, enough talk. So let's just see, since we have selected, you know, one new building mill, last time we made a choice here, so we have now the lumber mill. Now lumber mill needs 2 items, right? As you can see here, we are going to need some cloth, and then we are going to need some bricks. Okay, so let's just go ahead and then yeah, actually let it build, because we haven't got our crew station, you know, built here. So I'm gonna resume the game now. Yeah, let this guys work. Yeah, that's good. Fun to watch, right? It's quite addicting, you know, once you get hang of it. Maybe initially it might look a little bit complicated, but trust me, once you get hang of it, it is really awesome game. Right now, as you can see, like, I have 3 people homeless, and then 3 builders are free, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and then make another house for those you know, homeless people. Alright, and then also we have got our stone you know, stone cutters camp ready. So I'm gonna go ahead here, select one of these guys. One should be enough for now, and then our crew workstation is ready, right? So I'm going to assign both of our guys here, and then we need some you know, fabric, and then we need, of course, some Yes, so we don't have plant fiber yet, right? So yeah, I mean, how to get now plant fiber is basically, I guess, through the trees. Yeah, so every time you cut down a tree, there is 30% chance that you will get a fiber. So now we can, you know, just wait only for now. Okay, so okay, let me just explain you the control of this panel here. Okay, so as you can see, the production unit is selected, right? The production option from here, and then you have got the planks option, you have got the fabric, you have got the bricks and the pipes. Every time you check, you know, if you don't want to like build the planks from here, right? Because you know, because this is, as you can see, like this is almost 1-star grading here, right? So more the star, the better efficient, the more quickly the item will be produced, and it will be efficient in terms of how many woods or the material you are providing to make that particular thing, right? So you want more stars here. So this is to enable and disable the production of the particular item, and then this is the option. So every time you get this, like this, see the circular option. So let's say you don't have the plant fiber, right? You want to make things from maybe leather, maybe reed, right? So whatever you have, you can just come here and then select it, right? And then yeah, it will start making the item automatically. And yes, of course, like you can put the limit, right? So as soon as it has the 4 items per, it will stop the production. Now why do you need to stop the production? Basically, maybe this item is getting used in some else factory, right? And you don't want it to be depleted quickly, right? So yeah, all right, so we have got like, I guess, whatever we need here. So we will go ahead into the city building section, sorry, factory section, and then we will choose the lumber mill. Let me just put it here. So now notice the arrow is pointing to this spot, right? So yeah, we're going to just put this up, and then notice this icon, it says no builder, because we have what? We have 0 homeless people and also like 0 builders free. So I'm gonna go ahead and then you know, free up one of these guys. Okay, so to free up, you just need to double click on it. Okay, so it's quite easy. So you do that, and oh yeah, so now notice, remember we selected few orders from here, right? So all these orders are appearing in the side portion here, sidebar here, right? And then also it is also telling you like how many of what we have completed, right? So we have opened or explored, you know, 1 out of 3 required blades, and then we haven't sold anything yet, and also like no events from these glades have completed, right? So let's just quickly open have a look at this open glade that we opened it recently, right? So now what this grass is, basically it's a fertile soil where you can plant farm. Okay, we'll come to that later, but notice that also see this. Okay, so this is what small encampment, right? So a destroyed camp in the wilderness, there are still survivors in the area, right? So now, okay, now here is, every time you're doing a task or you are opening a glade, you will get this option to select from. Okay, so either you can do this and then you will get this, you will send it to the citadel and then you will get 10 members in return, or you do this, you will get some extra villagers, right? As I said, I want extra villagers, right? So I'm gonna come here, assign one of these guys to do the task, sorry, and then select it and then investigate. Right now, as soon as I assign the person here, now again we have the 0, right? 0 builder free. Now the sign again, right? Because there is no builder to build it. So what I'm gonna do is, we really have like, good production for the wood. So I'm just gonna take one guy out from the wood production here, right? And then I will let this guy build this. Alright, everything looks good so far, and I guess we have already covered pretty much basics of it, like how you can make buildings, how you can set up the woodcutters camp, how you can gather basic resources, how you can open the glades, how you can accept the order, and how you can choose the new buildings, how you can choose the cornerstones, right? I guess more the next chapter will be covering up more of these details, I'm gonna go get into like specifics of each building, how we can make this process a bit more clean, right? We just opened another glade, right? So what we have got here again, another encampment we can choose, so yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. By the way, as you can see right now it's raining, and basically every time the circle completes an year completes. So right now it is drizzle season in the year, right? And then as you can see it is raining. If we had a farm here, so this time would be to the plant crop, and then next time when the drizzle is over, it will be the time to collect the crop. So yeah, it's kind of in a cycle. I hope you like the series. We are going to cover some awesome and fun stuff in the next one. Stay tuned, and if you like the content, please do subscribe and like the video. Thank you. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.